me dance in your love. I wanna feel your fire, baby, let me dance in your love. I wanna feel your fire, baby, let me dance in your love. I wanna feel your fire, rising from the flames, that dies only to burn again. Let me dance in the rhythm of your flame. If I burn, let me die to burn again. If I burn, let me die to burn again.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Get Lit on the Conscious Consumer Network. And I'm very excited today. I have some beautiful guests that are going to participate. And this show today is going to be a shamanic improvisation session. And I have with me today, I've got Karen Lambie. She's up in the picture right beside me. And then below, I've got Shama Wanda and Darby, and they're in the bottom left. And what I'm going to do is I'm so grateful to all of you women for participating. This is the first time that I'm actually going to do a virtual presentation of shamanic improvisation. And I'm going to give you a brief introduction, and then we're going to move into actually doing the exercises. Some of you may have already visited my site, Deerwomon.com, or seen some of the messages I put on the social network. Shamanic improvisation is a body of work that I've developed over the past 30 years. And shamanic is the part that describes the ability of going between the worlds. And the improvisation is the art of being in the moment. And in these teachings, it's about having access to our multidimensional selves so that we can experience the other kinds of consciousness that exist on the planet. So I have some notes here, and I think just to keep me focused and keep our intro brief, I'm going to read from my notes. That basically shamanic improvisation is sensing and feeling and moving and sounding with each and every subtle energy. Through the quieting of within, we learn to hear and feel the impulses of our inner dance. As the journey unfolds, you learn about your the alchemist within, the being inside of you who transforms and makes necessary changes. And basically, when I do this live, I set the intention, which we will in this virtual reality for all participating. We set the intention that we're in a safe and nurturing environment, and that we're willing to take risks and feel awkward and explore some of these new ideas and prompts so that you can drop into your deeper self. So right now, I'd like to say that we are in a new moon, and according to soul astrology, the Pele report, I love tuning into Kepacha. Basically, a lot of the emphasis right now is on clearing and cleansing and purging. That there is very much a new self that wants to emerge, and that because of the planetary energies the way they are right now, we really don't have an opportunity to resist the healing that's coming through. And as a result, many people are feeling very challenged right now. Simple things are falling out of their lives. The inability to pay their bills, or relationships are being terribly challenged. And everything is pushing us to examine what is it you need to let go of in your life that will release the relationship you have with the struggle and the suffering that's occurring. So I sometimes think of the shamanic improvisational skills as they're really life skills. But more importantly, they're a way of accessing these other energetics that are becoming more and more prominent on our planet. Although 30 years ago when I started to teach this, it always was applicable. But I'd say even today, it's really important. It can help bring ease and effortlessness into your life and begin to understand some of those subtle realities that are all tapping on our shoulder. And if you look at alternative media news right now, there is a lot of information around the planet about quantum mechanics, the quantum field, energetics, extraterrestrials. So everything is being examined and reviewed. And so this session is to hopefully deepen our sensitivity and understanding of how we can do this. Now, I often refer to all energy, source, quantum field in those ways. And the way this body of work unfolds, we first begin with understanding that everything is connected, all right? Everything's energy. As you breathe in and out, it's all energy, all right? I also like to hold the intention of source uninterrupted, okay? There's a continuous flow. Sometimes we hear it referred to as the torus or toroidal energy. There's a continuous flow. Now, what I've recognized over the years, everything has pointed me to give my attention and focus to the mother, to the earth. Because in my opinion, the earth is organic as we are organic. All right. It's something that you can really say, okay, mother is who she is, and she is source, benevolent, just a benevolent flow of energy. So when I've turned my attention to the mother and I've began my study with the simple things, like to want to commune with the plants or want to commune with the water, all right? I began to recognize that each of these elements have like what I call a pocket of consciousness. So the plants have a unique pocket of energy, a pocket of consciousness, and also sometimes I refer to it as an energetic signature, all right? The trees have another pocket of consciousness. We have a pocket of consciousness, energetic signature. And when we commune with the mother, it goes beyond the five senses. Yes, we can touch it and we can hear her and taste her and feel her, all right? But what we're looking at is there is an observer, all right? And sometimes we've heard this, you might refer to it as your higher self, but the one that watches everything, the I am, there's an observer that is actually behind the five senses. There's an observer that's behind the mother's creation. So mother and source and energy actually hold a place of neutrality and spaciousness. And then when the earth comes into formation, or the plants or ourselves, that is source and energy animating the form. Much of our world up to this time has been very, very engaged with form, the material realm. Yet now we are really searching for how do we find that invisible strength? How do we find that invisible courage? And where's our faith? Where's our ground? And so in this work, we are really nurturing and cultivating the observer, all right, our spirit selves that is energy and feels much more and beyond this physical body. Okay. All right. Usually, I take considerably more time to develop this session, but I want to acknowledge, I know that Karen comes from a professional background of ballet, and this is very fortunate because there's a relationship and understanding of your body. And so I'm grateful for that. And Shama Wanda, I know that you actually facilitate Qigong or have, and you have a homeopathic background. And so I understand that you have an understanding of also how to communicate with the elementals, the plant divas, and the spirits. And these are really going to help us. Not everyone has to have that skill, but I guess what I'm saying is I'm going to count on you to be able to move along in this exercise. I would normally, what I do when I'm in a person with each of you is I work intuitively. And so I read your body language. And right now I'm telepathically tuning into each of you, Darby included. I'm tuning into you so that I can be guided on which way to steer or guide the exercises. So right now we're going to call in all of your body and all of your observer self to be present here with us now. And this goes to the listeners and viewers as well. Have a nice, quiet, nurturing environment and just hold the intention. You are calling in all the realms of your own I am, of your own source spirit that's flowing through you now. And so take a moment, everyone, just take a moment to just breathe deeply. And I'm going to share something that came to me recently. I'm going to stand up here for a moment. There's a movement that I want to use. Let's see, I got to get this up. And it's very much similar to the chi that we talk about. Because we're in a mental world, everything is going up here in this mental apparatus. And so we really want to relieve that. So I'm going to give you a simple movement as you're breathing. Is what you're doing is you're just taking your hands and you're, with your breath, you're just moving the energy down into your second chakra where your chi energy sits. Just real gentle. And you can do a dance with that already. You're just feeling the energies, being aware that all source is flowing through. And then, you want to breathe in. It's as though you are touching those subtle energies. And you're just pushing them down through your belly, pushing them down. And as you give your awareness to your belly, that's where the energies move, just dropping that down. So you're kind of just doing a real simple touching the energies, clearing your body, and pushing down through your belly, right down into the mother. So what we're going to do is put your thinking in your belly. If you have to think at all, you're breathing and grounding into your belly. So you're breathing in, breathing out, and gently going ground, ground, ground. Mother, receive me. Mother, feel my intention. And then just when you're done with that, just relax your body for a moment. And what I'm going to share is everything is energy. So that means thought is energy. Intention is focused thought. This is one of the laws of the universe. As we energize a focused thought, we are putting out into the quantum field what we're asking to return to our being. And I feel that there's an understanding I'd like to add to everything we've ever heard about the law of attraction. In the past, it appeared as if it was this mental mantra, and then people would go, well, I've been asking for money, and nothing's coming. All right, I want to add something to this. The whole theme of shamanic improvisation is sensation. And the law of attraction responds to our sensation. So if we're putting out to the universe, we need prosperity in some form. It's not a mental mantra. That's of the material world. What's of the energetic world is universe is looking for the sensation of prosperity. So that's why you go through and you use your imagination. Imagine and conjure up the experience of prosperity. And that sensation energetically speaks to source. And source recognizes, whoa, that energy is prosperous. And it returns. All right? But if you put out into the world, you're seeking prosperity, and you're worried about it, going, well, dang, I did my mantras, and I even wrote it on my mirror, and it's not happening. What's going on? Well, source doesn't discriminate. Okay? Source recognizes, oh, now you're worried. That's a sensation of worry. So that's what you get back. So, and this is another beautiful pathway into what we call inner technology, I-tech, the internet. Find the sensations inside you, and then the universe will mirror those sensations. All right? So when we're clearing ourselves and we're going, grounding, mother, grounded, conjure up in your own imagination. See, this is the one kernel of truth. This is the golden nugget that the powers that were don't want us to remember. It's your sensation. Going inside. Find the experience of, wow, this feels good. I'm grounded. And use whatever of your imagination comes to you. Okay? Like I like working with a golden egg. And I just see that golden egg. That's me inside. That's me in a protective, beautiful golden shell. And all light creation happens in there. I don't give my attention anymore out there to the material world. Everything's in. All right? So sensation's an important thing. So now, okay, we grounded. The next thing is a real simple exercise I call the shamanic shakedown. And basically, we know there's all kinds of crap flying around on the planet. And so the shamanic shakedown is you just start to shake your body out, all right, in every way possible. And flail your arms, wiggle your hips, feel that vibration all the way down your feet. And now you're going to add a sound, add a whoo, rah, ha. Oh, and this is where Biggie, you can turn their mics on and off as you feel the sound will work, okay? Yeah, there you go. And so then just like, whoo, nice. Take it out. And then patting, cellular relief. You're recognizing. That's it. All the way down. Clearing. Cellular relief. And then now with your cleared body, again, intention and sensation, with a real gentle movement, clear the space. Anything not of love is gone. And you can use the shamanic sounds like blow it away. And reach behind you. Nice, nice. And then find your movement of source and bring it down. And again, ground from your belly. And just allow yourself to just experience the sensations in your body right now. Recognize your blood is flowing. Recognize your breathing. You might even feel tingling or sensations in your body. Just tune into that internal sensation, because first you've got to feel the body. So while you might be doing just a gentle rocking like I'm doing, begin to visualize your head, and as you give awareness and attention to the top of your head, you're going to follow it all the way down through your body. As you give awareness and attention, it is affirmed. Your attention is enthusing that part of your body. So visualize inside your head, behind your eyes, and you can go as minute as you can imagine. Go to the cellular part, go to the bloodstream. So visualize, and you're moving gently. You're just nurturing yourself. Self-affirmation and love, because first this vehicle has to be warmed up. You have to honor this first before you go into the multidimensional world. So as you're moving, and you might have some stretches, visualize you're inside your shoulder, down through your arm and elbow, into each and every finger. And just adjust these exercises as I offer them, okay? You know yourself better than anyone. Just adjust. There's no right or wrong in what I'm offering here. So you adjust. Now, if you have a particular part of your body that needs some special attention, go there. If you know that you're doing a liver cleanse, for instance, focus where your liver might be. And all you're doing is you're acknowledging your liver. And that liver does respond. And then because you're moving and giving the liver attention, you're enthusing its vitality. And then you can silently say, and I honor my liver. I honor every part of my body. So you're breathing in and breathing out. Occasionally, bring the energy to the earth. Go to the stomach. All right. That's it. Now, sound. You can just relax for a moment. Relax for a moment. Okay. In quantum physics, and we understand this now everywhere. All the sciences are bringing this information to us. Everything is vibration and frequency. Yes, keep swaying. That's beautiful. Everything is vibration and frequency. And everything has sound. We have not been cultivated in this material realm or on this planetary surface to encourage our sounding. So one of the things that happens is we very rarely warm up our voice. We're all talkers. We can talk, but it's rare that we warm up our voices and recognize this is an instrument that extends our sensation, and this instrument, the body and movement and the sound, are the tools that allow us to go between the worlds. All right? So we're just going to do, make faces and do sounds while you move. We're just warming it up.
Yeah.
You're beautiful. Beautiful. All right, and now you're just going to, it's just kind of a touching massage, and basically you're saying, I love this vehicle, this vessel. This is what I travel in. And just like maybe give it a hum as you touch yourselves. And if there's any special places, like massage your face, loosen up that very, this is where a lot of our expression happens. And just, and you can even shake your hands out after you do that. It's like you're clearing your body. You just let go of some stuff. Nice. You're doing great, girls. Love you. Love you. Beautiful. And then like massaging hands. Again, we're thinking energy, okay? So this hand is just not ends at these fingers. When you massage, there's an energy. Bring it all the way through. Your energy extends. And you can use sounds. Woof. Good. All right, and now just find a standing position and just relax your bodies. Take a moment. Your inner scan, inner focus. From the top of your head, how's it feel inside? See again, behind your eyes, inside your ears, down your vocal cords, over your shoulder and your back, your entire torso. Just do an inner scan. Whatever your imagination presents, that is true for you. You see your blood circulating in your heart. You see the cells are dancing. They're alive, awake. And go through every part of your body, your bellies, your hips, all the way down to the soles of your feet. And just experience that sensation. You gave that to yourself with intention. And you also gave to yourself because you're loving your body, your energy. You're honoring what the mother gave to us as a gift. This is how we travel, right here. When we go between the worlds, we do not leave our bodies. We go deeply inside them. So while you're relaxed and just having that movement, let's work with the golden egg, unless you have another image. Image a golden egg, something that you would call inner sanctum or your inner sanctuary or a covenant inside of you in your belly, all right? And imagine, anything you imagine is real, okay? We've been stripped of our imagination in the world, so do not let any of those old thoughts come in. So inside your belly, you're holding that very sacred space. And you're protected. There's a beautiful sheath around you. All right? Inside that belly, there's a child of consciousness. And see that child. That child is you. It's a child of consciousness, and it's in your belly. And you're holding that child, and you're making that sanctuary safe and beautiful, and you're giving to that child all the love and awareness that you have within you, and your body, as you're swaying that within you. That's your inner sanctum. No one can touch that. That's source uninterrupted. That's your inner divine being. Nothing can touch that. It's your ingenuity, your brilliance, your creativity, your imagination. It's your self-love. Nothing can touch that. You create within yourself, and you acknowledge and enthuse and honor within yourself. This is the direction that we're going in when everything outside appears broken, not true, misleading. You go inside, because in here, everything's true, everything's real, everything's authentic. That's the center of your being. Now, with your movements and your sounds, feeling that egg or that inner sanctum as you've imagined it, okay? You're going to imagine that you can feel these subtle energies right now. Keep breathing and expand your sanctum around you, okay? Just using your body and sound. You're expanding. That's it. Use very nourishing sounds. And then start elongating your tones. Nice. Beautiful. Now just relax your bodies again. Just let your body relax. Tune into your energetic field has just expanded because you took this precious vehicle, you held the intention of expansion from your core. Experience and acknowledge the energetics have gotten bigger around you, all right? You created that experience. Nothing out there created it. Your expanded self right now, because you are the creator. Does everyone feel some sense of expansion energetically? Can you feel the energies a little bit further outside of your being? You could just raise your hand if you do. All right. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's right. Okay, so now this is what we're paying attention to. Right now, you have expanded through your own co-creator self, subtle energies, subtle energies. Imagine you have threads of gold coming from your inner sanctum, and see those threads of gold going out from every part of your body. So you have threads of gold going into the earth. You have threads of gold going into the heavens, the sky. Okay? We are electromagnetic. This is already scientifically proven. We are an electromagnetic field. The mother is electromagnetic. Now use your visualization of electricity moving through those gold filaments. Gold is an amazing metal to work with, and it is in our bodies. It exists within our bodies. So here you are golden fibers, and you're cleansing and clearing your contact with source, with the full quantum field. So with your movement and intention, connect, keep your center, connect all your fibers until they just go into infinity. You don't even see the ends of them anymore. You're tapping into the infinite universe. All right, so now you're electrifying. Electrify your being. What we're doing. Yeah, get ready for takeoff. Here we go. So you're electrifying your being, right? Your frequency is raising, expanding. It's alive and vital. Yeah, and go ahead and move it everywhere. Nice. All right, this is beautiful. I can feel you, even though we're all in different countries and states. And I'm trusting viewers. We are connected right now. We are energetically, telepathically connected. And the body and your sounds is part of enhancing. It's your conduit. It's your conduit. All right. And now bring your bodies again back to that relaxed state. And experience your own upliftment right now. Experience how you just created your own upliftment. You just enhanced. What's going on there? What's going on in there?
Darby girl, I just said it's really powerful. I feel amazing.
All right, beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah. And you're doing good, Shama Wanda?
Yes.
Yeah, you're in your element.
Yeah, I'm in my element.
Okay. And Sister Karen, you're with us?
I'm with you.
All
Feeling
right, beautiful.
very relaxed but energetic at the same time.
Okay, good. All right, so now we're all energized electromagnetically. Tuned up. Now watch this. This is intention. This is how easy it is using our imagination. All right. You have a sense of where your frequency is, right? It's this simple. There are two knobs. All right. Left and right side, male and female. Start to turn the frequency up with that intention. And keep your awareness in your body, your belly. Turn the frequency up. And experience your vibration getting higher. If you're getting too much, adjust it. It's that simple, beautiful ones. It's that simple. Our imagination is the pathway through the worlds, but you have to use what we have to go there. Our imagination has got to get out of the box that we were enculturated with. All right. When you intention, there is a knob, your frequency goes up. And this is a tool. When you go into an environment and you can sense, whoa, energy's not really vital here. If you take a moment to breathe, drop into your bellies, and see your invisible frequency control, you watch. Almost immediately, the vibration of the space will change. This is the power that we're seeking to unify collectively, telepathically. We have all this power within us. All right, so I can feel the powers amped up.
Me too.
It's feeling pretty good. All right, here we go. Here we go. Now, you have a sense of all that activity in you. All right? This is how it works. We recognize there are pockets of consciousness. We don't always know what they are. So this is what I do as a precluding statement. I put out to the universe, I know there are pockets of consciousness that want to have an experience through me. So I put out to the universe, I will invite a pocket of consciousness that uplifts my energetic signature, that is of benevolence, and the benevolence is for the upliftment of myself, the mother, and all of humanity, the entire planet. And therefore, I've made my disclaimer and I said, I know there's invisible energies out there. I don't know who or what you are. You may not have a form, but I know those pockets are there. So what you're going to do is get very grounded. You're fully engaged now. You've uplifted your vibration so that you can contact other pockets of high vibration. So in this moment, say your own prayer with that same similar intention. I would like to connect with another pocket of consciousness that's going to uplift me even more, and the mother, and all of humanity. And as you move in sound, you're making contact. You see? Sound and frequency is traveling, expanding. All your movement are all these particular threads of intention out to the universe. So move, invite, use your sounds. All right. And then all right, now bring it into your bodies. All right, now you're physicalizing another consciousness in your body. You're physicalizing, and just relax. And now tune into the sensations within you. You don't have to understand them. They're not just you. We're conduits. So you feel your power, feel your expansion. You now have invited another dimensional energy into your being. And no, it isn't on the checklist out in the material world. Don't let the material world tell you what it looks like, how it's supposed to speak, how it walks, how it does anything. Cancel that. You are now, through your intention, your imagination, your creativity, you're making contact with another energetic consciousness. Now, if you want, you can take a moment and you're quiet and you can talk to this consciousness inside. Ask it, do you love me? And listen, of course I love you. Can you help me do this? I already am. Take a moment, have an inner dialogue. Trust your first messages. No doubt, no second guessing. If you don't understand the answer, ask it to be clarified. Now, I know you can spend more time there, but the important thing is to say thank you. That is another aspect of you. That is not something foreign. You invited those energetics to come in and commingle with you. And you're the sensor, you're the translator of what are those energies about. We are continually experiencing pockets of energy. They are not foreign. That energy is flowing through you like the infinite source. And it has a signature like yourself. And you can have intercommunications with that energy. And you stay safe if you keep the conversation inside, within. So ground that knowledge, again, in your belly, push down to the mother, because it's for us and all of humanity, and for the mother, ground it. That is what I call love wisdom from the mother. The mother has shown me through imagination how to communicate with these pockets of energy. And when I hear the messages, those are the messages of the mother. That's love wisdom. That's the sensation of love wisdom. It's not out there. There's no dogma. There's no new age practice. There's no authority. There's no brilliant scientist. We are the brilliant beings on this planet. And we have the power and ability to communicate with everything. These are some of the tools, like you warm up, you use movement and sound, and then you use your intention, imagination, and creativity. So now I'm going to introduce you to what I consider an advanced tool. And you may use this now or not. But as your imagination opens up to absolutely everything, infinitely, okay? This is one of the ways I used to go between the worlds. I'd go, I have a sense there's just a whole other big energy. It seems to be around me. What is that? What is that? Okay, here you go. Visualization, imagination. Everything is subtle energy right here, right now. I will, with intention in my mind's imagination, I will unzip the etheric, subtle presence, and I will put my hands and I will open it up. All right. Now this is self-navigation. This is iTech. And I will step in and through, and then I'll come back and experience yet another benevolent exploration. Now I have visited on this very real, subtle level another dimensional reality. I'm a full-out energetic field. I am in full connection, electromagnetic, golden. Keep the intentions clear. Know you're benevolent. invocation. And then trust your body. And then just let it go. Vra, shoo, shoo, ha. And if the frequency's too intense, turn the knobs down. If you want it more intense, turn your knobs up. Yeah, it's pretty, right? So right now you should feel like your electricity is just exuding from your body. Right? Okay, now, and I'm just going to keep you going physically for a little longer, and then we'll have conversation. Okay, now an important thing. One of the things that has happened, yes, and please move and what have you. Now, if you're ready for that energy to come to a closure, you call it, you say, okay, I'm bringing my energy in, back to the earth. And in your quiet experience of sensation, you can ask questions, or you can say, I'd like to talk to you later. Or, I'm not sure this feels in synchronicity with me. Please leave. And that's the next part I'm going to bring you to. There's a lot of energy on the planet, and we know that we have been enslaved with particular energies. Okay? Mind control, the whole works, poisoning our food and what have you. No big deal, because we're so much greater than that. But a popular expression that's been around, for several months now, is when you are presented with an idea or an energetic vibration that you do not agree with, when you use your intention and energy and go, I do not consent. And we are energetic beings. Our whole source and center is here. The universe responds to our creative conversation. And you can simply say, I do not consent, but more powerfully, dance it. I do not consent. I do not consent. This is where the martial arts are awesome. It's like, I do not consent. Or what the Hawaiians are doing.
Do not consent. Do not consent.
I do not consent.
Do not consent. Do not consent. Do not.
Beautiful. And when you practice I do not consent, remember, you don't want to be in fear. You don't want to be a victim. When you say I do not consent, you have full sovereignty of your being. You are fully in the knowing that all I've got to do is say, I do not consent.
I do not consent.
And it's done.
I do not consent.
Right.
I do not consent.
Right. Okay. So now that we're like batteries right now. We just recharged our batteries. Acknowledge, enthuse, and give honor. Everything's right here. All right. And then just take a moment, and I want you to, in your own personal inner world, extend your electromagnetic ability, consciousness, sanctum, and touch everything on the planet with your benevolence. Touch everything on the mother. Touch all of humanity, and let them know they too have the power to charge themselves up. And you're not giving your power away. You're holding the sensation in your body, and you're wishing that for others. You're not sending your energy out. You're not giving it away. You're so empowered in your inner sanctum, you hold the world there. You hold humanity there. You hold your loved ones there. Do not project your energy out. Stay in your inner sanctum. That's your power center. And hold the world within it. You are a benevolent mother. You are a benevolent child of consciousness. You are the benevolent earth. You are benevolent source. All is within you. All light creation, all the magic. And within your womb, and this is for both men and women, within your womb, all life lives. Hold all within you. So it may too have the experience of this power and creativity and strength and courage and focus. I'm going to hold the intention that this drum is going to sing through these airwaves. I'd like to offer a little drumming for you to do sounding and movement. Now you're going to just celebrate the love of yourselves and celebrate the exploration of these pockets of consciousness that you can visit at any time. The drum always represents the heartbeat of the mother. We are one people. We are one family. And may the reverberation and the frequency and vibration of this drum with each of us dancing and sounding, may it reverberate to all of us who are of the benevolent family. So allow yourselves to just dance and sound.
Ooh.
Thank you. Thank you for that. And now I'm going to share. Yeah, if you want to sit down, rest, sit down and I'll share the rest with you. I am so grateful. I'm being able to feel each of you, and I feel you completely present. Thank you. Yeah. And just relax. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. So again, I can introduce so much, but I think you're getting the understanding of the foundation of this work. And so here I would like to share with you some of the changes that are happening on the planet. As we know, everything is under re-examination, and rightfully so. I mean, we have to question everything. And I have come to a place where I'm recognizing just about, not even just about, everything, every iota of a molecule in the external material realm is not vitalizing. It's not thriving. Every effort we've made to create a beautiful planet, recreate her, has been obstructed and, detoured. So I've come to this realization, especially in what I just introduced, that many of us, and for good reason, we didn't know as much as we know now, but many of us have acquired gods and goddesses and icons and different teachers that, as far as we're concerned, will swear up and down, that's what turned me around in life, that's what gives me hope, and da-da-da. And I'm not saying to let go of any of those, but this is my suggestion. The golden egg, I feel, the internal sanctum is the only place to go. And if you can recognize that when we pray to something, it's an aspect of our own being. So if you can take whatever your gods and goddesses are and internalize them and begin to stop the visualization of those angels, gods out there, this is giving our power away. This is still thinking and still cultivating that the answer is out there. I say reclaim all those beings you pray with. Recognize they are all aspects of you, and turn your prayers inside. When you find yourself going, oh, Goddess, help me, fix this car. Right there. No. Oh, Goddess, help me fix this car. Right? Oh, Goddess, help me fix this car. Oh, all the beings of my higher self, all the aspects of my true divine power, I go here. Watch how many times we do that. Oh, if somebody would just do da-da-da. I seek this of my own self. May another aspect of me show up and assist me with this. Find all your different ways to create your language, okay? Not an iota goes out there. Really nurture internal creation. Turn everything, boom, all right? Now, some of the information that's been on the planet and has been about extraterrestrials. And if you go with some of our very, very dedicated investigative reporters, we're now having to really examine the fallacy of the extraterrestrials that have been presented to us in the external world, the material world, the world that the cabal, the powers that were, they created this whole monstrosity, okay? So a question was asked recently, you know, if we've got all this extraterrestrial information out there, you know, now we got AI and da-da-da-da, it's like, do ETs exist? And this is how I'd like to answer that. I believe our extraterrestrials, other life forms, do exist on this planet and exist elsewhere. However, I think as part of the enslavement plan and mind control, the powers that were created all the images that are in our heads about what an ET is. They've created all the images of how they govern themselves. They've created all the images of how they fly crafts. They've created all the images of how they confiscate DNA and on and fucking on and on. Hollywood, okay? Can it? I say I do not consent. However, what I'm uncovering, when you go inside and you're in that space, and like we said, go back to pockets of consciousness. If you want to meet an extraterrestrial, a star brother or sister, all right, go inside, call in the benevolent pocket of consciousness that represents a being that doesn't necessarily live on the earth. Offer the ground rules, benevolent for me, the earth, humanity. Dance it, sound it, bring the consciousness in, have your conversation inside. Because one thing is for certain, no matter where there is life or no life, it's all energy. It's all one consciousness. So nothing out there is really serving us in a benevolent way. Go in here, okay? Now, this is my opinion, and I want to share it. I feel because we have been so controlled from the powers that were, all right, and I wrote this in a recent article, is that the powers that were also asserted a timeline on us. And in my humble opinion, you know, like the timeline of all these ETs and what have you, meeting them and da-da-da. In my humble opinion, and Lily said it in one sentence, Lily Earthling, real simple. She said, all has to be revealed and healed first. And in my opinion, I agree with this. We have so much work to do internally and healing within ourselves. And then we have this planet we have to take care of. In my humble opinion, it isn't the timeline to be inviting guests from other planets. Would you invite guests to the planet that is a mess right now? I mean, do you have your house a mess when you bring guests over? No, I don't think so. If I want to make new friends with other extraterrestrials, I don't want them to come to this planet. Because what my mother used to say, if your guests come in and see your house is a mess, that's how they'll treat it. I want them to see our house is of reverence, that it's honored, that we keep things clean, that we don't interfere with each other, that we have a great benevolence. So personally, I don't think it's our humanity's timeline to be seeing physicalized star brothers and sisters. I think we got a lot of work to do. However, I think they are telepathically, energetically, interdimensionally communicating with us as soon as we invite them. So just be clear, you invite family of benevolence, and that's who you'll experience. So I had to say that much, because this being multidimensional work, of course, we're going to address those kinds of energies. So let me see the time. Okay, good. All right. So now, thank you for hearing that much. I feel like that was a good amount for you to experience. And now I really want to invite each of you to contribute or share where you are, what you know, anytime.
Go ahead, Karen.
Okay.
Hi, Karen.
Hi. Nice to meet you both. Well, I absolutely love to move. I love dance. I have for a very, very long time. I believe that every single human emotion, every single thought, idea can be expressed through movement. And so I love the fact that movement is included in this type of activity, the shamanic improvisation. And listening to Blue Star's words made me feel at once very calm and also at the same time very energized. And I like what she said about, you know, when we pray or whatever, that, you know, it's within ourselves. I have my prayers that I say to my parents, who are both gone now. And I know that both of my parents are still with me, in me. They are part of me, and I pray to the angels. And I like hearing Blue Star say that those entities or whatever are, you know, actually within ourselves. And that's, to me, that's part of that interconnectivity that she speaks of, and I very much agree with that. And the whole thing about the quantum physics, you know, there's that also speaks to the interconnectivity, and I loved today's session very much. It was fun and profound at the same time.
Nice. Thank you, Karen. Look at you two girls, big smiles. I like that.
I don't know much to say. Well, for me, I've been working with Wanda for a while, and she has shown me that this is possible with other women, which is a big thing for me. I have never felt so connected to myself or another group of women until today. By utilizing things that I had read about, things that I had tried myself, but felt very alienated about. So connecting with Wanda and then being able to feel both of you very strongly and beautifully was life-changing, very empowering, and I look forward to more. Thank you.
Okay, now you got me crying. Now I got to say something.
The truth. That's my truth.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Yeah. And I'm feeling so empowered with all of us. I feel, yeah, we're sharing a glow.
Yeah, and the power of voice. I love movement too, but song is how I feel, see, hear the world, and to be able to just unleash that in my own unique way and connecting with other beautiful souls is just, I don't have words for it, but thank you.
Oh, you are so welcome. I'm honored. I'm honored. Yeah. Totally.
And I just feel back at home.
Wanda and I go back many, many years. And what sweet
You know what?
is,
We're looking at 18, I think.
wow.
Go
Wow.
ahead.
Amazing. And you know, we know each other from doing empowerment circles with sisters and, you know, drumming and singing and dancing.
Hollering and dancing and moving and coming alive. And the time that you and I spent here, yes, she is one of the most precious women that is going to be helping me lead a lot of women's groups. And so that was why I wanted to get Darby. Now I got to say something a little bit sweet, is that she was asked to go fishing this weekend. And it was a bunch of guys that wanted her to go fishing. And it just worked out.
I do not consent.
Well, girlfriend, you probably caught a lot more fish here.
Awesome.
Oh, perfect. That is
So
great.
one of the, there is a moment to share because I walk so much on a multidimensional timeline that today in some chronological order is a Saturday. And if we flip back to a chronological week ago on Friday, which is when you and I connected again, and then go back a little bit ahead of that, and we're floating in water with a dolphin, and I'm humming, and my intention was to be with all one within myself. And it was physically, another dolphin started to swirl a vortex behind us. And now I find myself here and it feels like the same timeline. And I want to share that wateriness. I want to share that moment of movement and sound that is benevolent to anyone speaking or seeing right now.
Oh, wow. That is so beautiful. I know. The dolphins and their multidimensional selves, you know, and so, yes, I am right there with you. There is no past, there is no future. It's right here, right now.
Yes.
Yeah, we're surrounded by that love and that swim. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, this was, it was interesting to do, like I said, virtually, you know, and I just kind of, you know, winged it with space and cameras, but it really worked for me because I could see you, you know, I could see your movement, I could feel you. And so I'm just grateful to have this opportunity because I would love to do this on a continued basis and see how it develops, you know.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can go on and on. Yeah.
We're in. Yeah, we're in.
Yeah.
Yeah, me
Right on.
too.
All right.
Oh, you're precious. Well,
Yay.
I'm hoping maybe there's some other viewers because I think this was a beautiful example. And so hopefully anyone who's been participating with us on the show, by all means, contact me and give me feedback because I know this is a little different from anything I've done here before. But yeah, give us feedback because we already got 3 of us right here, then 4 of us that want to continue. So, you know, figure out a way to do that. And I'm just curious, just in your, you know, in your own understandings of going between the worlds, you know, what kind of understandings might you have had prior to coming to this session? Because I know you have, but it's always interesting to hear, you know, from the perspectives of the world. Is that question clear enough?
Kind of clear enough question. Like maybe share experiences of going between the worlds or how I understand going between the worlds. That's kind of what you mean?
Yeah, both of them. Yeah.
Okay.
I know that for myself, when I understood, I know for myself that tracking my experiences helps me know when I'm going between the worlds and where I might actually be, and then tracking my sensations to see if it's benevolent, and I'm tracking my sensations to see if I'm lost. And I mean by deep dreams, when I would wake up from a dream and hear my dream in my real world. So I hear auditory in the real world, which was a scene in the dream world where I'm in between worlds. I think practicing more conscious body movement and voice like we did today is going to give me a skill I needed yesterday morning. Because when I was when I was waking up out of another dimensional possibility, maybe dream world, my cat screamed. And my cat screamed so loud because my auditory was higher than everybody else's auditory and nobody else heard the cat in the house, that I physically kicked my right leg up, but my left leg was still in another dimension, I think, and pulled a muscle. Okay. Oh no, I forgot to wake that side up. I had to take it into more of a meditative experience like today to completely unwind it, because if I tried to physically get the two sides of my buttocks aligned, it wasn't working because I did it in an in-between world frequency.
Yeah.
So am I coming across well with that? And there was sound, there was the cat sound, and there was the auditory, because when I was with the dolphins, my auditory sensory system got much more acute. I mean, extremely acute. So I have empathy with you, Lovey.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Mm-hmm.
So it's having natural skills that somebody might not know they have, and they're feeling them as a bit of a disorder in their more contact world, and that they need to build their skills a little bit more in that energetic life, the quantum life.
Nice, nice. Yeah. Oh, that was a great example. Yeah, because I think many occurrences are happening right now where we are experiencing, pockets of consciousness, and we recognize this, something feels different, or our body is, like you said, like one leg didn't quite make it through that consciousness. And we're having all these experiences, and I think it's time to really embrace and recognize that's what we're evolving into. Yeah. Karen, did you have something to say? You look like you were ready to say something.
The excuse me, going into other worlds, other dimensions, is something that I have not really had a lot of experience with, but I'm very interested in that, very open to that. I do believe that there are other worlds or dimensions. This is something that the quantum physicists essentially teach as well. And I have wondered, when people speak of, seeing ghosts or whatever, if they're actually seeing into, another world, another reality or whatever. So that is something that I would like very much to explore further.
That's really good. And you just reminded me too that to those who are listening and watching the show, you are welcome to call in if you have any questions or like to be a part of the conversation. The number is on the screen, on the broadcast screen. And also after the show, to go to Get Lit on Facebook, and you can leave messages and conversations there as well. I think what might be really, just really interesting to our listeners is that if each of you just tell us a little bit about your lives, so they can get a sense of those of you who bravely join this session. You know, you sit here and you go, yeah, I wonder who they are. You know, so if you be so kind to tell us a little bit about your lives, because I know a little about Karen and Wanda. I don't know about you, Darby, but I would love to hear, what do you girls do in your everyday world? Darby, come on, jump in.
Okay, which one of us is starting? You want me to start?
Yeah.
You want me to start?
Mhm.
Oh, I don't know.
We're talking about this lifetime, Shama Wanda.
Oh, okay.
This lifetime.
I am a medical licensed professional. I am trying to go serious, okay?
That's the kind of info I want our world to hear.
I got a lot of degrees. So guys, whoever's listening, this happens with me and Blue Star, and we'll get a grip on it sometime, okay? But I have to laugh. It's so joyous. All right, let me go somewhere. I do a lot. Presently, I am a owner and a director of an integrated medical facility that consists of a drug and alcohol rehab, where we have both day programs, IOP programs, and we work a lot with integration so that we get people into their soul to see where their wounds came from, to get them out of the addiction. I am married to a lovely man named Michael, who has a very high level of respect for Mother Earth and the goddess energy, and he leads empowering women's groups. One of the reasons why I even said hello to him. And I had to go there. So he's the director of the drug and alcohol recovery part of our program, but we also have a mental health program where we do counseling and energy psychology. We help people get into their imaginations, and that's lovely. Then I am a licensed physical therapist, and I'm also a licensed doctor of Oriental medicine, and I am a craniosacral specialist, and I am also known as Willow, and I do past life travels and life coaching and really kind of freaky fun stuff. I have 2 cats, and then I have another cat named Big Kitty, who's no longer a cat since he yelled and almost broke my leg. No, he's still a cat. And I live up in Alaska in a beautiful log house that the fairies helped me get. And I am writing more, and I'm very happy to be here and be part of this recording today. Love to all. And Darby's my buddy.
Yeah.
I supervise, manage something.
She really directs it all too.
The drug and alcohol program that we have, I'm in charge of the recovery center. I'm the lead counselor over there. So I technically work for Michael and Wanda. However, it's so much bigger than that. I'm part of the family, and lucky me, so is my husband. I work on the recovery side. My husband is the massage therapist on the wellness side. So we are one big wisdom, happy family here. I was born and raised in Alaska myself. So this place is very near and dear to my spirit and my soul. I also have deep connections to the Celts and the Druids that came before me. I am a very deep Irish, Welsh connections in my life. So that's a very important part of my practice and where I go when I do go inside to connect with all of that. Tree of life and beyond. So I'm honored to be here, although I am still learning a lot. I'm open to it, and it's a beautiful thing, and I'm very glad to be a part of it. So thank you.
Oh, that's lovely. You're so welcome, both of you. Thank you so much. That was absolutely beautiful. I like this. Okay, I like knowing more. And Sister Karen, I mean, oh, girl, please, you're such a wonderful being. You do so much for us.
Thank you. I am retired. I taught for 32 years. Most of my years were I taught at the elementary level, but I also have taught at the university level. I have a PhD in educational psychology. I took ballet for several years, and I just started taking ballet again about 2 years ago. So, and I love it. I have a profound fondness and connection with animals. What I'm doing in my retirement is I volunteer for Prevent Child Abuse Georgia, and I volunteer at our safe shelter for abused women. And I am also a speaker on the issue of human trafficking. And I'm also a foster parent.
Yeah. Bravo, Karen. Bravo.
Awesome. Wonderful to meet you.
Yeah.
It's great meeting the two of you as well. I think your jobs are terrific.
Thank you.
Very much needed.
Yes, we definitely relate on that whole abuse dynamic
Absolutely.
and the women, because that's what we touch. We specialize
Right.
in it, and given the feeling of safety back to them to start.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow. So I go back to how we started on this very potent new moon with the powerful energy. Yeah, it is.
Well, I'm just going with it, you know.
You wondering why those elementals are real? They were driving your car today, right?
Right, they're driving my car today. They're kicking me out of the bed.
That's the new moon for you.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Top of the
I
moon.
want to acknowledge, right? I mean, it's no coincidence that we were able to come together today, and just the empowerment of each of what we contribute here together. May it ripple out, you know, may the divine feminine become so potent and so lit up like we were today, electromagnetically, that it takes care of our brothers and our children and the plants and the animals, that we just fire up. And it, you know, so I want this empowerment that we're sharing here, just really, boom, new moon all the way, because it's a potent window right now of cleansing and purging. And listen to what we've all offered here. These are really powerful tools that we're offering. Letting go, allowing, you know, the beauty and the love of ourselves to flow through. So very significant circle here today, women. Very grateful, very grateful.
Yeah.
So before we have closure, is there any questions? I didn't really give you that opportunity, but are there any questions? Or are you all good?
I'm good. And I just want to say how very much I have appreciated being here today with you, Blue Star, and Wanda and Darby.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes the same. And I keep looking at that beautiful giraffe with her head bent behind you. It's such a loving kind of mom pose.
Yeah.
Very beautiful.
Yeah.
So Karen, much joy. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I have so much love in my heart. I'm so grateful and very encouraged about continuing in this way. So I thank you.
Yeah, you're doing it. You're going to do
Yes.
more. Uh-huh.
Yes.
We'll be your sidekick.
Oh, wow. Well, y'all enjoy. Have a fabulous weekend. And
Same to you.
Same to you.
all right, and I'm going to let our co-producer is Biggie and Mel V, and just to continue to acknowledge and support getting viewers to the Conscious Consumer Network.tv. We are always seeking pledges, and one of the unique empowerments of this platform is that we do not accept corporate or government funding, and therefore we are a non-censored presentation of authentic news. And I encourage everyone to please go look at all our programs. We're a variety of different presentations. And if you like this show today, go to effiemarket.com and make a pledge. So with that, thank you again, Mel V and Biggie. And Biggie's usually right there listening to us. And I think we're ready to have closure. And so much love to everybody. Mwah.
Thank you.
Love y'all. Love y'all.
Thank you.